Good day and welcome to another lesson from your Scale Up Biz Coach, Laurie McNaughton. I want to start out by asking you a little couple of questions here, and that is, there's been times in my life where I was living more reactively instead of proactively. And I know typically we all have a tendency to fall into these habitual ways of doing things, and some of these habits are good and some of these habits are not good. Some of these habits are, make you rise up and meet your potential, and others of these habits cause you to, procrastinate, put things off till tomorrow, what you should be doing today, that sort of thing. So, have you ever found yourself feeling like your life and or your business was really a grind? Each day just seemed to be, pardon me, each day just seemed to be a repeat of the day before. So today in this topic, in this particular topic that I'm covering, I called it the purpose of why, which is really a play on words because your purpose and your why are the same thing. So today I'm going to discuss how you create a why that gets you excited about getting up in the morning, excited to not only positively change your own life, but positively change the lives of your team, the lives of your family, their families, and create a community of people who are really working together to create something extra special, the success of your business. So with that being said, let's start with this first slide. Welcome to Monday Momentum. Today's topic is one that sits at the heart of why we do things. It's purpose. This isn't just about business mechanics, about meaning, legacy, and impact. Here's my experience. Okay, so I've probably worked with, well, I know I've worked on just over 200 businesses one-on-one in the last 21 years. And I can tell you unequivocally that the businesses that had the biggest why had the most success. The businesses that had the biggest why had the most engagement from their teams. The businesses with the biggest why were more profitable than the ones without. The businesses with the biggest why, the business owner suffered from a lot less stress and no anxiety. So today, I want to just drive the point home and give you some questions to ask yourself on how you can really dive in and create a why or a purpose for your business that's going to transform your life, your family's life, your team's life, their families' lives, your customers, your suppliers, and your community as a whole. So as the little graphic says, purpose-driven business. So you got your customers, you got your team, you got your family, and you got your, home, however you want to describe that. So why what you do matters. You get to the nub of this and create this in your business. I'm telling you without any doubt whatsoever that you're going to have a completely different business that is more fun, more exciting, more consistent growth, more consistent profit. And you'll have a team of people that are have bought into this idea of creating something special, not just for you, but for them as well. And this is the thing. And I know people, I hear people say, I hire people smarter than me. And no question, some people do hire people smarter than them. And some people let them do their work, but too many of them say they hire people smarter than them. They just say that, and then they don't let them do what they're really good at. So let's do something extraordinary. I'm going to say, like, as a business coach, I've been around for a while. I only want to work on extraordinary projects. I want, that person that's, wants to go from 1 million to 2 million, or 2 million to 4 million, or 4 million to 8 million, or 8 million to 16, or 16 to 32, or 32 to 64, or more. Those are the kinds of projects that I want to work on. Those are the kind of clients that I want to have. It's just, first of all, it's just as easy to do that than it is to be mediocre. It's just as easy to create. In fact, it's easier to do that than it is to do something mediocre, because at mediocre, you're going to be doing the same things over and over again on a regular basis, because there's going to be things that just happen because you're not really growing your business. When you're growing your business, you're going to be spending more of your time and effort and focus on the growth of the business, the growth of the people, the growth of the systems, the growth of the processes. And your team is going to be executing on those things and creating something really quite unique and really quite special. So, what gets you out of bed Monday morning? What gets you excited? What's your why? And it has to be beyond money. Yes, there are people that are just solely focused on making a lot of money, and some of those people succeed. But my experience tells me, and I've talked to plenty of them who were making really great money, but they weren't particularly happy people. So it's not so much about the money. Now, here's what I would say. If you're just solely focused in on, I want to make money because I want a bigger home, or several homes, I should say, not just a bigger home. Everybody's, can always maybe have a bigger home. But if you're solely focused in on making more money so you can buy more stuff for yourself, you're not a client of mine for a number of reasons, because you're going to be unhappy and you're going to make me unhappy. And so those people that focus in on what the bigger picture is, what the purpose of their business is, and create a big why around it, they have a lot more fun. They're a lot less stressed out. They get more time off. They're when they come back from their vacations, they're not inundated with all of the fires that blew up when they were gone. Those are the people that I want to work with. Those are the people that we get a lot of success with. And those are the people that I want to help get to where they want to be, because I know they're going to help other people do the same thing. So when you're really clear on your purpose, your business, your work, it becomes a calling. It's not just a job. So, let's just reflect on that for a second. What really drives you? Take a moment and think about what pulls you forward. Is it just the money, or is it something deeper? So I put this little quote in here from Steve Jobs because I love this quote. We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? And that dent in the universe could be simply, I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 employees who have really bought into your dream, your vision, your mission, and your why for your business. And, you're making a significant amount of money. Your family has everything they ever need. You have everything you ever need. And as I said, most importantly is you're not stressed out. One thing I know for a fact, after working with so many businesses over the past 21 years, is that the vast majority of business owners, it's not just stress, it boils into anxiety. And if you're not careful, anxiety can be I don't want to say your best friend, but it's not really your best friend. It's your worst nightmare. Okay. So why purpose matters. For you, it gives you a sense of direction, it's motivation, and it's resilience. Because, first of all, let me deal with motivation, because I look at it from my own perspective. I share with you with my own perspective. I do a lot of stuff. And I do a lot of learning. And part of the reason why I do so much learning is because I want to add so much value to the clients that I work with. And so getting up early is one of the things that I do. But the first thing that I do when I get up is I start learning. I don't, jump in the shower and then, have breakfast or whatever, and then run off to work. I start off the day learning. So I'll watch a podcast. I watch podcasts about business. I watch podcasts about growing vision and mission. I watch podcasts on lots of different things, but really it's about having your best life. And so, I don't have to wake up. I don't have to go, oh, I gotta wake up. I gotta get out of bed. No, I get out of bed excited because I'm excited about starting my day. And then let's talk about resilience. I know if I could get you to put your hands up, pretty well everybody, if I said, have you ever been really stressed out by your business? In fact, maybe so stressed out that it was causing you some anxiety. And for some of you, maybe even some panic attack things. So again, experience tells me that building a successful business, it doesn't just go like this. It goes like this. You know, you have some growth, make some mistakes, then you have some more growth, then you make some mistakes. But if you have that resiliency, which is created by your why, by making a difference in other people's lives, and you're going to find that you're going to get that motivation that you need to, get your day started on the right foot. And I'm going to share a quote. I've shared this same quote, I think, in other videos that I've done, but it's from Zig Ziglar and said, if you want to have everything that you want, help other people get everything that they want. Now, just think about that from your team's perspective first. You've got people, maybe they're young families, maybe they're, wanting to buy a home, maybe they're wanting to get money away for retirement, whatever the case might be. Maybe they want to go on amazing vacations. I don't know what it is for them. Pay for their kids' educations, that kind of thing. Help them do that, and they will help you grow your business. And what we want as business owners is we want to build the systems and processes and hire the people to run the systems and processes that make the business success so that I can play the game at the highest level, which is about leadership, and it's about guiding. It's about doing something, as I said, is exciting. So for your family, you know what? They get the benefit of you being present. They get the benefit of you being less stressed out. And, for many of you, and I know you know this, when you're stressed out or anxious about things, it's very difficult to be present with your family. And you're going to be fulfilled. Being fulfilled, if you, I go back to the Zig Ziglar quote, if you help, if you want to get everything you want out of life, help other people get what they want in life. When you do that, you're going to be really fulfilled in what you do. So this purpose keeps you going during the tough times, gives you that energy. It makes the journey meaningful. They and your family, they get to experience a better vision of you, a better version, pardon me, not vision, version of you. And when you're grounded in something bigger than just the business of grind, you're just going to have so much more fun. So here's some signs that you've lost sight of your purpose. You're grinding it out. You're working 6, God forbid, 7 days a week. Your team lacks engagement. So you know that they're not stepping up. They're not putting their hand up and saying, what do I need to do? How can I be more helpful? I'll take that on. I'll take responsibility for that. So they're just basically mailing it in. Your growth is plateaued. So maybe got to that $1 million, but you just can't seem to get past that, or you go to 1 million, then the next year you're 800,000, and then you're 900, and then you're back to 1 million, then you're back to 800. So your plateau is growth. You can't break through that glass ceiling, so to speak. And you're constantly reactive and not proactive. And this is a big thing. Standard operating procedures, or SOPs, or systems and processes, however you want to describe them, they are what are the glue that makes your business function in a linear kind of fashion, in that when this happens, this happens, when this happens, this happens, so to speak. When you don't have those in place, then it's a firefighting thing. It's like what just blew up today. So, if you ask yourself this question and think about this question, if your business disappeared tomorrow, who would notice and why would they notice? So, as I said, this is a few signs that your purpose might be fading, and you're falling into the sort of easy routines. but not the kind of routines that help you grow. Um, so, it forces, pardon me, it forces you to have some clarity about what your life's journey is all about. And think about it from the perspective of, and this is a personal question, who would miss you and why? Who would miss you and why? Okay. So the ripple effect of a purpose is, as the business owner, you feel more energized, more positive, more excited. You're more present. So your family gets to experience that, your team gets to experience that, your customers get to experience this, and your community. I always think about it from the perspective with your businesses, creative vision and mission and core values, uh, because what's going to benefit from that is going to be your family, but your team and their families, your customers and your suppliers, and then the community as a whole. And when you have a sense of purpose and a big enough why about your business, it starts to multiply. So it shows up in your culture, which is success in business. You can't succeed without a great culture. And what that means is it's an energy of positivity, an energy of connectedness, an energy of teamwork, an energy of honesty and integrity. That's culture inside a company. And Peter Drucker said this. I'm going to get the quote not exactly right, but culture eats strategy all day long. You can have a great strategy, but if you've got a crappy culture, forget it. You're not going to succeed at the level that you want to succeed at. But think of it this way: if you have an amazing culture, you can have a mediocre strategy and you're going to have some amazing success. So, it shows up with your service that you provide to your customers. It shows up as growth inside the company, and it shows up, as I said earlier, fulfillment, how you feel about life in general. And as its last statement says, profit follows purpose, not the other way around. As I said earlier on, some people um, are able to make a lot of money in business without having this sense of purpose. But in my mind, and the people that I've talked to and read about, typically they're not very happy people. Now, I don't know about you, but why be rich if you're going to be unhappy? What's the point of it? Um, so as we've talked about earlier, purpose isn't a solo act. It starts with you, but it ripples outwards to the rest of the team. And if you're clear on your purpose, everything starts aligning. Your team aligns, your service aligns, your reputation aligns, and purpose becomes strategic. Okay. So reconnect to your purpose. Ask yourself this: well, what impacts do I want to make? Actually, I'm going to repeat these again, but because I want you to write these questions down. What impact do I want to make? Why does my business stand? Sorry. What does my business stand for? What does my business stand for? And who am I doing this for? And ask your team the same questions, and ask your family, and share it, and really just live it. If you drift off from your mission every once in a while, that's okay, but bring yourself back, because we all do that. The key is to reconnect with your purpose again, your vision, pardon me, your why. So ask these questions honestly of yourself, and don't keep the answers to yourself. Share them with your team, your family. Purpose should be seen and felt. I think I've said this before. Well, I know I've said this before, but you may not have heard it from me. You might have heard it from other people, but people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And people won't remember what you said or did to them, but they will remember how you made them feel. The feeling is the connection to the event. This is why people get PTSD, is because they are in a high emotional state when some kind of event happens. If you can separate the emotional connection from the event, then they don't have the same response to it. But as business owners, we want that response, not in an unhealthy way, in a healthy way. We want people, to have fun at work. We want to have people come to work excited to work with their teammates. You want people to come to work because they have friends at work, that kind of thing. Okay, let's keep moving along. So, whoops. Uh, uh, there we go. So reflection time. Take a moment here and reflect on these questions. What is the deeper purpose behind my business? What is the deeper purpose behind my business? So again, write these down. Who benefits most when you lead with this kind of clarity? Who benefits most when you lead with this kind of clarity? And then ask yourself, where have you drifted off? Where have you drifted away from that purpose? So, take some time right after we're done here. Don't say you're going to do it tomorrow because tomorrow never comes. Action is, and I talked about this in the last Monday Momentum, taking action is what gives you the confidence to keep moving forward. It's when you get stuck in no action that you start to beat up on yourself. You start to feel that stress. You start to feel that anxiety because the negative self-talk is overwhelming. But when you're doing, you start have more positive self-talk. So, jot your thoughts down. This is a space really to get real with yourself. Purpose doesn't need to be perfect. I think this is an important point to make. Just make sure that it's authentic, that it's from you. I was at a conference decade and a half ago in Orlando, and they were talking about presentations, and they were talking about how you influence people and affect change in people's lives. And the one thing they said and made it very clear over the 3 days was get out of your head and get into your heart. Get out of your head and into your heart. Because when you're speaking with your heart, then you're connecting with people at another level. Okay, so this is the last slide. We're obviously not going to do this here, but this is something that you may want to sit down and talk to either your partner, maybe if you don't have a business partner, your spouse, and think about this. Who do you think about when you think about your business purpose, or what do you think about it? Who or what do you think about, or both actually? And have you ever lost sight of your why and what happened? Now you'll see that some of these questions are being repeated, and that's because I want you to go another level deeper. I want you to peel another layer off that onion. So how do you help your team connect with the bigger picture? I think we've just laid that all out for you. Spend the time. This is all fantastic information, but if you do nothing with it, it is worthless. It isn't worth the time that it took me to record it. Do something with it. Do something with it. Because when you do, you take action. And when you take action, as I said, you start to build more confidence. So final thoughts here. Wrap this up. We're not going to just build a business. You're going to build a legacy. And profits turns effort into meaning. Pardon me. Purpose turns effort into meaning, not profit. Although it gives you some meaning as well, because I'm not like anybody, or I'm like everybody else. I like to make money. I enjoy what money can bring, but I enjoy changing people's lives more than enjoy making money. So, thank you for being here today, taking the time to watch this video, and, showing up, not just being just for your business, but for everyone who benefits from it. So, purpose is the fuel that turns your work into a legacy. Show up with intention, lead with clarity, and the ripple effect starts with you. So thanks for listening. I guess as all of these videos say, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and come back. I'm posting videos every week, and there's quite a number of videos in there already. All related to, how do you create a business that profitably runs without you, so that you can have an amazing life and do amazing things with that. So thanks for taking the time to listen. Oh, and I was going to say one more thing before I go. So again, like and subscribe. It's helpful for everybody, because I think the more people that see this video, the better. More people that see the videos that I'm posting on here that own a business, the better. If you are interested in finding out, what it's like to work with me, you can go to lauriemcnaughton.com or scaleupbizcoach.com and scroll down a bit. There you can book a discovery meeting. We'll have a conversation. First, I'm going to want to know a little bit about you, a little bit where you're at with your business, where you want to go. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, what I'm doing, a little bit about how I do it. We'll talk about one specific challenge that's getting in the way. And if I believe that I can help you solve that, and you feel like, that there's synergy between the two of us, and if we can work together to solve this for you, that it's going to have a massive beneficial effect for you, then we'll book what I call a complimentary coaching session. That's an hour and a half of time, basically, where I'm just going to ask questions, thinking about cause and effect. So effect is I'm working too many hours, I'm not profitable, I have too much turnover in my team, or I have a disengaged team. Those are all effects. I want to know what the causes are. So I want to know what you are doing or not doing that's causing this effect. And then I'll talk about some solutions to how you solve those problems around specific strategies. And if you feel like, yeah, this is helpful, and again, we talk about there's a big enough payoff in this for you, then we'll look at a program that will fit for you and your company. So thanks again for listening. Take care and have yourself an awesome day.